Today, E-Vibes is in Mile 7, where we explore a fascinating personality. Wanluv the Kobolo describes his journey to the top.
Are we here?
Yeah. This is the
Okay,
house.
so for several years, this has been the place.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up here from the age of, let's say, 3 years up to 7 years old. So about
Okay.
6 years I lived here. This was my early childhood. Yeah.
Does it remind you of anything?
A lot. I mean, I used to, like, I wake up in the morning and I'm just inside here in the bushes. Like,
Okay.
here was all bush.
Okay.
Bush. I don't even know how to explain it. Like right over here where I seen this purple tree, there was a sponge tree. Support.
Okay.
You know
Support, yeah.
there's a bush that makes the support.
Support.
So we used to even tear support from there. And the gutters, I mean these things were not gutters, they were like small streams full of golden fish, tadpoles and the rest. Down the road I had some friends here after the fourth house, Dede and Kofi, and my first Ghanaian language was Ewe. That I was speaking.
So what is that because I speak
I just knew some one words like
a fun?
but the people I knew cat is Adaji.
Daddy.
Then I knew IFO, and I knew some things, but I wasn't using them. So, and when we moved from here, the area I went to stay, the go and can, like to be a question. So nobody was speaking anywhere there. But otherwise, my first
Language.
I would have been away.
Were you a stubborn kid?
Somehow,
Okay.
I never wore shoes. When I'm going to play, they will tell me to wear chalote. And when I come outside, I'll hide it by the gate here under a stool. And I'll go and play. And so when I come back, I'll remove the chalote and wear it.
So we started from
Yeah, started from here.
back in the day.
Some of you are doing kokonsa. Libi libi laba laba kokonsa. I hear you bumping your gums. That's kokonsa. Gossiping, gossiping, gossiping. That's kokonsa. Here say you dey talk mamata. I ask you to say why does it matter? If it's unimportant, then why you speaking about me? Because I'm making it. I know you used to doubt me.
The way they kick his kid, I
This
look
one
like
is paying you. I'm getting under your skin like.
In my whole childhood growing up, even though I can say I was a stubborn child, my father only physically disciplined me once, and that one even wasn't a cane. He just held me in some tight way while he was talking to me. Everything entered into my brain as he was talking, and so I also feel like he showed an example of being able to how to raise children without being violent on them, you know. So it makes me also patient with my children. Yeah, but I missed. There used to be a mango tree back here, straight ahead, big mango tree, and I used to sleep on the mango tree. My grandfather from Romania also visited whilst we were living in this house.
Wow.
And he taught me how to ride a bicycle. And I feel that's another thing as well, because learning how to ride a bicycle for me was a very huge freedom. As soon as I could ride a bike, I could go, because when I was young, a child here, I could only go so far in this area, you know, and play up to this place. Because when you get tired or you get afraid that you're going too far, then you come back. But when I learned how to ride a bicycle, my grandfather taught me, it also made me start going farther and farther to other areas, you know, Tantra and all these places. So I won't say it's, I just feel like he knew himself, or he knows himself, and so he knew the things he had to teach me for me to move a certain way. And so I think I've seen it in other people from around the world, other friends of mine who grew up in different parts of the world that also have this kind of discipline. So I won't necessarily say it's African thing, it's just that I'm lucky that I got a parent or parents that had this instilled in them, you know.
Has that translated in how you nurture your own kids?
I try. I mean, definitely the thing is I don't spend as much time as I would like with my children. but anytime I am with them, I do try and show them these kind of things, that I learned, or other things that I learned on my own as well. Definitely. I mean, if you know something that you feel will be an advantage to your child, you should teach them that thing, or teach them off that thing, so they have more knowledge, to make better decisions with. Yeah. Growing up, my dream was just to be a pilot.
Okay. We all have, such.
Yeah. And
I wanted to be an air hostess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we are close.
I know.
Yeah, I think we can still work together, because I plan to get a helicopter one day.
Okay, so I can be
my co-pilot.
Oh, wow, that's...
Unless you want to be serving Sobolo in the helicopter. Can just be a co-pilot.
I mean, but have you been able to achieve that aim?
Yes,
you spoke about money as well. Throughout the years, over the years of doing music, we'll get more into that, but throughout the years, have you been able to achieve that purpose?
I think I'm still building towards bigger impact. I've been training myself by dealing with certain artists, or a few artists that I'm helping in some way, that I've trained how to mix and record themselves and master themselves, their music, and then bought them equipment to set up their own studio. Artists, the people that I've shown how to edit films, videos, and so on. And then people that I have shown a different style of writing, a different style of approaching music, techniques, inspired to be their own selves, so I feel like I can do it more if I have more time for them, because most of my time now is spent on me doing stuff to make money to help other people, other artists, so if I reach the stage where I see that, okay, I'm making enough, then I can help way more people. So yeah, I'm training for the bigger challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bigger challenge, bigger picture. So it means that you're still, working towards that goal.
Yes.
But during the period where you started music, I'm sure we've spoken about this a lot of times. When you started music as professionally, we know that you couldn't finish your university in the US. You came down and started music. So far, do you think that you have inspired people enough, or the young ones enough, with your craft? Do you think so?
Again, it's almost the same thing. I feel I can make way more impact.
Okay.
But I also have quite maybe at least 5 to 10 examples of artists that are currently working in the mainstream that have said themselves that they are greatly influenced by myself or me and Mensa as FOKM boys.
You want to mention a few names?
I can say there's Molasi, There's Joy B,
Okay.
BL,
Okay.
Bright. Um, yeah, I mean, some are not coming to mind at the moment, but yeah, there's a couple of artists out there who feel like their style or their freedom or their direction, something, has been impacted by what I or me and Mensa have done for some time, and it just means that with a wider reach, we can inspire more people to be great.
Okay.
Because when you look at these artists I've mentioned, you see that they work very diligently and very precisely on their work, and they're always bringing something new to the table, and none of them are going to fade out.
I agree. Your songs. I don't know which of them I will say. Are you proud of your songs? All of your songs?
Mensa and I have a song we're not proud of. It's called That's Much Better.
Okay.
We don't like performing that song. We're also not proud of Thank God We Are Not Nigerians. At the time, we're going to play Nigeria in the World Cup. It was a teasing song because they started teasing, we also started teasing. But then right after that, Nigeria has been going through a lot, or started going through a lot with Boko Haram, and then extreme corruption, and a lot of things to where it wasn't funny anymore. And so we don't perform that song either.
Okay.
However, when we go to some events, Nigerians will force us to perform it.
Perform it.
Yeah. Also because Ghana has, in our eyes, also gotten as bad as Nigeria, if not worse. And so we don't even see the funniness of the song. Because like the things we are laughing about or teasing, we are in the same situation. Yeah, but
the rest of your songs you're proud of.
Yes. I can't think of any song apart from Thank God and That's Much Better.
I'm asking because of the people you have inspired over the years. You mentioned a couple of them, but the younger generation that is coming after you, when maybe your children or your children's children come after you, what do you think would be the description for you? Yes, you've inspired a lot of people, EL and the rest of. What do you think will be said about Wanluv the Kobolo, apart from the fact that he doesn't wear slippers, his ideologies are different, he wears skirts and all that? What do you think will be said? Will we be inspired? Will we be proud?
Yeah, I just hope. I don't know what will be said because I don't know how my life is going to end and what I would have done by then. But I would like for them to feel like I made people feel free or gave them the courage to be themselves and to honor the truth and to fight for people who were not yet in a position to fight for themselves. Just, like a friendly neighborhood helper,
Have you been able to achieve that goal? Not yet, you're still working on it, trying to help people and all that, but music is what you do.
Yeah.
And music is what's getting you all the cash that you want or you needed to help others. I feel, personally, if you ask me, I feel you're not paying too much attention to the music because Wanluv, you're not interested. There's so many things that I can point out that you're not interested in. You're not interested in awards. How many shows do you even perform? Maybe in your home country. It's just somebody living his life. Yes, I have a free life. I can do whatever I want to do and all that. Forgetting, I feel that you forget that you have people out there who you're supposed, I mean in our Ghanaian setting, you're supposed to inspire, educate,
Yes.
so that they grow.
Yeah.
Don't you think that with the I don't care attitude, as we say, we might not, get there?
Yeah, I mean, so it's a situation created by the pre-financing of artist support in Ghana.
Okay.
You need serious cash to have a certain visibility on the media, be it TV and radio and so on. And even at that level, there's other label houses or producers who are also threatened by maybe your level of talent or work ethic and so on. So there's even situations where people are paying DJs here and there to not play other people's, like it's a cutthroat business,
Okay.
And so rather than I or myself and Mensa deal with this feudal system in this industry and really the lack of care for like time and professionalism and stuff, we have invested our money into the international music world. So we put too much resources outside, and that's where we're making our money. That we don't have the same amount, or we don't have this amount yet at the moment to be able to do that here. And we may never do that here. What we may do here is support artists here in that way.
Okay.
But even because of the ways we work, artists that we work with here have started also just leaving the country, because from after working with us, people who know us in the international start inviting those artists as well. But yes, we also want to have home champions. We ourselves want to have home champions. But because of the nature of the business here, we decided to invest more outside in our career.
Okay.
And maybe at some point invest in ourselves here as well.
I guess it's doing good, right?
Yes, till Corona.
Okay.
We're doing good till Corona came.
All right. Let's. Are you where you want to be? Have you achieved, the things that you wanted to achieve in this life? Generally, you have 7 kids. I mean, we won't go into your family life, but do you think that you have achieved?
No, I still feel like I'm up and coming. That's how I feel. Like it's just that people know me. But I feel like I'm an underground artist, really. And so I have a lot of stuff to do. Like there's a lot of work in my computer, in my mind, around me. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, and I'm working on it every day. A lot of albums to put out, a lot of films to make.
A lot of collaborations. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm on it.
I know that. Can you put this in your bag for me? I know.
If you can't wear it, I'll wear it for you.
No, I'll wear it. I mean, I'll take it home. It's a gift, and I appreciate it.
Yes,
I know that you have opinion about politics and all that. We have songs that you believe to address all these situations, political situations in Ghana, especially. Do you have an idea of what exactly you think can be done? Because what we are looking for, Wanluv, is for everybody to be okay, systems working in the music industry, outside the music industry, and all that, right? That's what we all want, right?
Yeah.
So do you have any idea of what we can do as the people, politicians, and everybody? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, I always have an idea because it's always bothering me. I think what the concerned real patriots of this country in power need to do is find out all the places where we come short as a country. In healthcare, roads, music arts industry, the environment, and choose promising, well-standing people that you know are not depraved and want. In ancient Egypt, which is Africa, when people came there to study, before you get to what you call your master's degree, you studied for over 30 to 40 years to be called a master. The main reason is that you had to prove that your spirit was aligned with the will of the people and that you were getting to a certain position where you are not going to work for yourself. So before you get to that final position where they give you the final knowledge, they have screened your spirit and seen that you are for the people. We need first of all to choose people that we know are good, people that will give their arm for a stranger. These are the people that we need to now send off into societies that are succeeding, like Denmark. Copenhagen has zero plastic, zero waste. They are negative. They import waste from other cities. So you send someone there, you sponsor them, they go and study, you find out the infrastructures, how they did it. You send somebody out into the educational field, which place has the best education. And we send people out to train for months. And then we bring these people and give them the final authority in these positions to be able to identify people who are just there for their personal gain and clear all those people out of the system.
But I want you to be very candid with me on this particular subject. Would you ever change?
I'm always changing. I feel I'm always changing. I never knew. First of all, the first time I heard of, let's say, Muta Baruta, one of the greatest poets, performers in the world, from Jamaica. When I heard about him and I saw him, his pictures and stuff, and they said he didn't wear shoes, I was like, hey, what kind of person is this? Not knowing that one day I will change and not wear shoes, you know? And so I feel like I'm always changing. I never knew I'd like cut my locks, you know? And yeah, so I feel like I'm always changing, even in my music.
So there could be a time where you might change totally and
be naked, yeah.
And naked. I mean, you know that would be crazy.
No. But it's still a change. You're asking about change.
I know.
It will be a crazy change.
Yeah, it will be a crazy change. That means that you are crazy.
No, maybe just means that I'm too good with kids. I'm jealous of mad people. Have I told you?
No.
Yeah.
Is that a serious
No, I'm
thing?
serious. I'm serious. Like, the fact that a mad person can walk by and you don't look at them more than 2 times. It's a freedom which I envy. And it feels strange to be talking to you whilst, yeah, it's a freedom I envy. Mad people. Just looking at them walking, because people look at them once and turn their head. I wish that would happen. Yeah, boss. How be? Around now, I see you, bro. Yeah. I go cow. Very good.
So, Wanluv the Kobolo,
Yes.
Emmanuel Osei, Emmanuel Owusu Bonsu.
Osei and Owusu. When they say
It's
but Osei is like they destroy. Osei.
Okay. So
And
you are not
Owusu
Osei.
is Oti Owusu.
What's your Owusu?
Owusu. That means not afraid of death.
Dead. Okay. Emmanuel Owusu Bonsu. Is there a difference between these two personalities? Like Emmanuel Owusu Bonsu, given to you by your dad, obviously he didn't give you Wanluv the Kobolo. The Kobolo, we understand, is a street life, vagabond, or whatever it is that you want to call it. But we know that Emmanuel Owusu Bonsu is a regular human Ghanaian, you know, doing the regular things. You are not doing the regular things. we know, and me and you, we know that you don't do the regular things. You are in a different planet. Let me just put it that. Yeah,
I feel I do that. I mean, for me, regular things.
Yeah, do we have like Emmanuel Usubosu? Maybe in your father's presence, you are Emmanuel Usubosu. Then when you're Wanluv the Kobolo on the street, you do.
I think it's maybe just the greeting, like as Emmanuel Usubosu. If I meet someone, they say, "Hey, Emmanuel Usubosu," I say, "Oh, please good afternoon." But if they say Kobolo, how? I say, "Yeah, what's up?" So it's this.
You'll never change.
That's the difference.
You'll never change.
No, I mean, the thing is, I've managed to merge the two, you know, but I feel like I do average everyday things. It's just that now Ghana has moved in a certain direction and I look strange, like me walking around holding bread and chewing it, or me eating by the roadside and so on and so forth. I think a lot of people do that, and those are like regular Ghanaian things, you know, eating by the road. I think people have become strange. Like when I'm buying something, let's say orange, and I'm just buying 2 or 3, and I just want to hold the orange in my hand. They want to put it in a rubber bag, and rubber bags are polluting the environment. And I'm like, no, I just want the orange. And they're like, but somebody will see it. I'm like, yeah, but it's an orange. And there was in a tree, and people were seeing it in the tree, and I'm just holding it home. Maybe I'll eat one on the way. I think that's normal. But the world has become addicted to plastic, which I find strange. So then they'll say, hey,
but you're a celebrity.
Yeah, but that doesn't, I mean, if just any friend of mine goes to buy something for me, like banana, and they don't take rubber, they will be like, oh, you have to take rubber, you have to take rubber. So you not taking rubber has now become strange. But to me, the normal should be not using rubber.
But you're still strange. I know that you obviously you don't sound like you are going to change anytime soon.
Or maybe I'll change tomorrow.
Yeah. That's on your head. The flower on your head.
Oh yes, I'm trying to beautify the nation.
Let's continue this conversation some other time.
Thanks for your time.